Have you ever been really sad? Have you ever experienced a time in your life where something happened that made you really depressed all the time? Believe me, I've had moments like that myself. But the thing is, I've learned that there are ways to conquer those times of sadness. And I've also learned that the worst possible thing that you could do, at least one of the worst possible things you could do, is mull over it, sit around, and do nothing. Yeah, sadness and depression is really harsh, but really, it's all the more worse when you allow it to take control of you to the point where you're unable to do anything but mull over it, where you're unable to do the things that you love, when you're unable to talk to the people who care about you, when all you could do is just sit around by yourself and think about the things that make you sad. Not a good thing to do. That's very unhealthy, emotionally and sometimes even physically. My advice is don't let your depression, anxiety, and problems do that to you. That's the worst thing you can do, is sit around and mull over it. My suggestion is that you try doing what I do. Immerse yourself into the things that make you happy. Your hobbies, your interests, and the people in your life who truly care about you. Surely you have hobbies. Immerse yourself into those. Become a bit more dedicated to them. Try to improve in them, whether it be artwork or sports, singing, creation, video games, books, basically anything that you enjoy doing for fun. Yeah, that always does help, and believe me, it's a lot better than sitting around doing nothing but thinking about the things that make you sad. Also, not just your hobbies, but immerse yourselves in your interests. Sure, there are things that you enjoy doing. Watching movies, TV shows, videos, playing video games, or reading books, or listening to music, watching sports, playing sports, you name it. There are all kinds of other things that you can do to take your mind off of things. Believe me, it's a lot better than sitting around mulling over it. Also, always try to consider and pay attention to all the good people in your life, the people who truly care about you. Yeah, because if you're feeling sad about something, if there's something in your life that's bothering you, it's really best to not mull over it all by yourself. Being by yourself can really only make things worse. Try to connect with your friends and family more. Talk to them more. Ask them for comfort. Spending time with them and talking to them is definitely a lot better than just being alone all the time. Yeah, it really does help a lot. Doing something is better than doing nothing, basically. Because doing nothing and only mulling over the things that make you sad, it only makes things worse for you. Now, something else I would suggest is trying a hand at trying new things and meeting new people. Never tried playing video games before? Give it a try. You never know. It might be just what you need to help relieve yourself of your sadness. I say that because I know it helps me a lot. Video games really help me take my mind off my troubles. Ever tried reading before? Take a shot at that. You might end up enjoying it, and it might make you happy. Also, try meeting new people. With social media these days, meeting new people is much easier than it was so long ago. Find groups on Facebook and other social media sites that are related to your interests. Then you'll be able to find and talk to people. Sure, they might be from faraway places, but at least they'll give you someone caring to talk to. Yeah, it really is best not to keep things to yourself or be alone all the time. Only makes things worse. Reaching out to either new people or to those already in your life, that's a good thing to do. One thing you have to remember is to never, ever disregard or ignore the good people in your life. Kindness should always be appreciated and should always be acknowledged. No matter how sad you are, you should always be grateful about the good people in your life. Because you should feel fortunate to have good people in your life. The sad thing is, there are some people who don't have that kind of people. That's why they spend all their time searching for new people. You really should try your best to pay attention to the kindness and care of your friends and your family. And make sure that your sadness or whatever it is that's making you sad causes you to ignore them or to disregard them or prevent you from spending time with or talking to them. What I'm saying is, don't let your sadness or what's making you sad prevent you from being with and talking to those who care about you and who you care about. There is one other thing I want to suggest. Now, what really worries me is that some people resort to doing very unhealthy things to relieve themselves of pain and sadness. Really scary things like excessive eating or drugs and alcohol, and that's very frightening because that only makes things so much worse because it's terribly, terribly unhealthy physically and emotionally, worse than anything else. Now, if you ever go through times of anxiety and bouts of sadness, one of the best and most healthy things you could do is exercise. Believe me, not just me, but my brother, We both know that personally because it really works for us. Exercising, especially cardio exercises like running in place, jumping jacks, jumping rope, and basically anything that can get your heart pumping, there's really a strong amount of euphoria that you get from that kind of exercise. I mean, when you're moving around, doing those heart pumping exercises for extended periods of time, like when you set yourself to do it the whole way through a song or a video or a TV show, lasting around 10 or 15 minutes. I really have to tell you this from my personal experience. It really does give you a very good feeling and really helps relieve you of great amounts of anxiety and depression. It really, really does. Yeah, there's always a great sense of calmness, relaxation, satisfaction, and yes, euphoria after you've finished an intense workout. The feeling of your heart pumping from all that action and the calm and sereneness you feel as it calms down. It's really so much better and so much healthier than anything that those harmful, disgusting, and life-ruining drugs and alcohol could ever do to you. So, yeah, exercise is definitely something that I would recommend to anybody, whether they're suffering from depression or not, because it really is a very healthy thing to do, both physically and emotionally. So, overall, when you're feeling sad, if there's something in your life that's bringing you down, the worst thing you can do is mull over it, do nothing, and do nothing but think about how sad it makes you. You really should try to push yourself to break free from that cage that depression tries to put you in. Don't let it prevent you from doing the things that you enjoy, because doing that is the very thing that could help free you from that emotional prison. And don't disregard the people in your life all around you, the people who care about you, because dealing with it all alone is not a good thing to do. It could really make things even worse. So reach out to the people in your life and be willing to spend time with and talk to them. Believe me, it's a lot better than just being alone. And don't be afraid to try new things and meet new people. Because if you feel like you're stuck in that kind of stuff, if you feel like there's nothing you can do, there is always something you can do to help yourself feel better. And sometimes all it takes is trying new things and meeting new people. There are always chances for you to find happiness in new discoveries. And finally, exercise. Get your heart pumping and move your body in all kinds of ways. to get yourself fit, healthy, and feel that wonderful euphoria you gain from such a good, healthy workout. Well, that's my advice. Yeah. For those of you who commonly look at my YouTube videos, I'm sorry I didn't respond to your comments before, but apparently YouTube does not notify you if comments were left on your videos. I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me. Thank you so much for all of it, and I really hope that you enjoyed this random little video of me spatting out random advice. Try your best to take it from me, because I myself have been through hardships with anxiety and depression, and now that I know how to deal with it, I just want to share it with everybody. I really hope that you guys will take my advice and choose not to mull over your troubles.